All right, Penn State and Miami. Penn State, the nation's #1 team, taking on the Hurricanes, winner of 4 out of 6. Let's join that game now. Keith Jackson and Frank Broyles.
All right, Dave, and we're ready to play football at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Miami accepted the kickoff. They were tentative in their first offensive possession, punted the ball from the 5-yard line. Penn State in its first possession from its own 49. It is now 3rd down and 4 for Penn State from the Miami 45. With Penn State wearing the white shirts and Todd Blackledge calling signals, gives the ball to Kurt Warner, trying to get outside, looking for the first down, and he's got it as he reaches about the 40. So let's have a look at the starting backfield for the top-ranked Nittany Lions. Todd Blackledge, quarterback, big fella, 6'4", and Mike Meade, 225-pound fullback. Kurt Warner, ranked number 3 in rushing in the country, 195-pounder. Kenny Jackson, only a sophomore, but a brilliant receiver. Greg Garrity is the split end. Penn State on its 2nd down play went deep, intending to find Garrity near the goal line. The pass was just a little long for him, though he might well have caught it if it had been better thrown. The wind is at the back of Penn State. Is a wind gusting up to 20-25 miles an hour. The handoff goes to the Penn State fullback on 1st and 10 from the Miami 40, and he jams into the middle for 3 yards. Up front, Bill Conch, 243-pound tackle. Mike Munchak, a 257-pound guard for the Lions. Jim Romano, 241-pound center. Sean Farrell, the All-American 263-pound guard. Pete Sparrow's 248-pound tackle. Dave Laub listed there at 258, though Sparrow started the game. And the tight end, Vito Cav, 247 pounds. It is a tremendous offensive front for the Lions. 2nd down and 8. Blackledge has a man in the open. It is Cav, the tight end, and Vito is knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line of Miami, hit out by David Jefferson, the strong safety. Very quickly, the Miami defense. West, Williams, Chicolo, Nelson, Flanagan up front. The linebackers, Brown and Nicholas. The secondary, Lippett, Jefferson, Marion, Bellinger. And Bellinger didn't get the call. It was Jamie Boone that made the start, number 14, and he's still out there. So here we go for Penn State on 3rd down and a long 3. Better part of 4, actually, for them. In the first quarter of play, just getting underway. No score. Kurt Warner hit behind the line of scrimmage by Jefferson, the strong safety, a roverback, 6'2", 220. Back on the 35, and that leaves the 30th down. And into the ball game now comes Brian Franco. Franco will be going from 52 yards. It'll be the first time actually he's tried from that distance. He's 9 for 9 inside 40 yards. And of course, one of the big days for this young kicker was against Nebraska. Terry Rakowski holds the ball. The wind is at his back. The kick is away. It is no good. So the Miami defense braces and holds Penn State in its first offensive possession. 11:57 to play in the first quarter, and no score. Unranked Penn State Nittany Lions against number 19 Miami from the Orange Bowl in Florida. This ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to see all the good things for 1982 at your local Chevy dealer. Chevy makes good things happen. By RCA Video Cassette Recorders, no one gives you more VCR than RCA. And by the U.S. Armed Forces, a great place to start. Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, and Steve Davis from the Orange Bowl. And here comes Miami now with a football from their own 35. Rocky Belk, number 20, a speedster outside. Jim Kelly turns, gives off to Speedy Neal as fullback. He goes down at the 36. They'll call him down. The ball squirted loose, but there is no fumble. He gained a yard. The Miami offensive backfield. Jim Kelly, a youngster in his first collegiate start, tore up Penn State, beat him up at State College. Chris Hobbs is a fullback. He'll share it with Speedy Neal. Mo Smokey Roan got the call today at the tailback position. Larry Brodsky verging on records in pass receptions, and Mike Rodriguez. Those two are particularly outstanding receivers. And Kelly steps back to throw, whips it to Belk. It's overthrown, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Miami. The Miami offensive front. Bill Welch is the tackle at 251. And Clem Barbarino is in at 245. Don Bailey, a 231-pound center. Mike Moore, 235-pound guard. Frank Frazier, 263-pound tackle. The tight end is Glenn Dennison, 6'3", 215. And he is from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. There are half a dozen Pennsylvanians on the Miami roster. 3rd down and 9 for the Hurricanes. No score in the ball game. Kelly has time. He whips it to the sidelines. The pass is complete. And it is caught by Brodsky as he leaned to the sidelines and made the catch for a Miami first down at the Penn State 47.
What Jim Kelly does best is throws the deep out comeback patterns. You can see that he takes a strong arm. It's a long throw, and Mike Rodriguez is right there to catch it. Falls down in boundary, a legal catch.
Rodriguez, not Brodsky. A gain of 17. Kelly pitches the ball back, and it goes to Smokey Roan. He gets a couple as he goes just over the Penn State 45. The defensive alignment for the Nittany Lions. Up front, Rich D'Amico, Leo Wisniewski, Dave Ofer, and Walker Lee Ashley. The linebackers in secondary, Schefter, Fritz, and Bradley, Langford, Jackson, Robinson, Hamilton. Second and about 8. At 10:40 to go in the first quarter of play, and the sun breaks out. Been a sort of a gusty day with squalls passing through. Pressure zone, short pass is completed. And the gain is down to about the Penn State 34 as Chris Hobbs, the fullback, number 33, carries it. And he's got another Miami first down, gain 12 on the play. It's a prime 2 for Miami. Scores as they come in fourth quarter. Pitt by 12 over Boston College. Clemson destroyed Wake Forest today, 82-24. Clemson remains undefeated, and Georgia rolled big over Temple. The ball is at the Penn State 33. Texas is leading Texas Tech by 14. Mississippi State and Alabama even at 10 at halftime. Ball goes to Hobbs again, and from the fullback position goes from the 33 to about the 32 for a yard. At halftime, Kansas bidding for a big upset, leading Nebraska 9-3. We saw the Huskers edge Missouri last week. Iowa State and Kansas State, pretty good ball game at halftime. And Ohio State, a game you saw a moment ago, 45-33 over Purdue. Notre Dame rolling big over Navy, and North Carolina by 7 over Maryland, with Michigan State beating Indiana. Jim Kelly back to pass on second down and 9. Throws in the middle. The pass is complete inside the 15. He drilled it to the tight end, Glenn Dennison. Brilliant pass, Frank.
It was just a quick look into the tight end. Miami is using 3 split people in this ball game, and Dennison splits the linebacker and the strong safety. You're going to see how close it was to being intercepted. Just a perfect throw, and that's what it took.
19-yard pickup, and it's first down Miami at the Penn State 14. I mentioned that Kelly in his first collegiate start had a big day against Penn State up at State College. Miami continues to use the pass as a primary tool. That's Smokey Roan carrying the ball on a sweep, and a penalty flag goes down. The referee in the ball game is Paul Schmidt. Looks like a holding or pushing call against Miami. What's the big one? Holding.
That's a tough break for Miami. They had something going with the pass, and I think we should make notice to the fans that Miami is primarily a passing football team as we look at Joe Paterno, one of the real great giants of the profession.
And Howard Schnellenberger, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, who's turned this program around down here. Miami losing only 2 games by 7 points to Texas.
Holding against Miami.
Then he lost a 4-pointer to Mississippi State. So this is a ball club that very well, with a little luck on its side, could have been undefeated, particularly in the Texas ball game. Kelly is a young man who was born in Pennsylvania. You can see his numbers. He's an outstanding passer. It is first down and 20. Kelly on a roll, gets his pass off for the corner. It is it's intercepted, but he caught it out of bounds. The pass was intended for number 43, Larry Brodsky, and Paul Langford, who is an outstanding hurdler for the Penn State track team, went up, tried to make the interception.
You're going to see the real precise patterns run by the Miami receivers. This is Brodsky, who is their leading receiver. It was a fade pattern, and Kelly was throwing the ball inside when it should have been thrown outside.
He also was throwing into a rather brisk wind, which might have caused it to hang some on him. But Langford was there, came down out of bounds. It is second down and 20. Mark Rush now is in the backfield, a good pass receiver. He's going to get it. He's got it. And And he's out of bounds at the 16. They've got to go to the 4 to get a first down. But Miami also has an outstanding field goal kicker, Dan Miller. We saw him in the warm-up before the ball game with the wind, hit that thing 62 yards.
Miami people say that Dan Miller, their kicker, has really been the major factor in their season so far. They've got great confidence in him.
Looks like Drake's going to lose their first game of the season today, too, as you saw in that Pitt BC ball game at Boston College, making a comeback. Third down at about 12, and the play is inside, not much there, down to about the 11. Kelly, the quarterback, trying to pop up the middle, but you don't pop up the middle against Penn State.
No, you don't. Penn State has the most multiple defense, I think, in America. They disguise their coverages, and what this means is that Miami will have a tough time reading their blocking assignments and protection, and also where the open receiver is.
We got a little rain shower again passing over. We had a gully washer this morning. It just howled through here. Dumped buckets of water. But this is the kind of a field where they have the suction pipes underneath and they can get the water out of it in a hurry. 28-yard field goal attempt for Dan Miller. 10 out of 15 on the year. The kick is up. It is good. And the Hurricanes of Miami get on the board on a 28-yard field goal from Dan Miller and take the lead with 8 minutes to play in the first quarter, 3-0. Hurricanes had the ball for 11 plays, almost 4 minutes. And a 28-yard field goal by Miller gives them a 3-0 lead. They will kick off to Penn State. John Williams, number 44, is the man in the middle. Miller will hit it. 8 minutes to play, first quarter. And the number 1 team in the nation is trailing by 3. Hangs it up in the air. Williams backs up to the 3 and comes right up the middle, cuts to the outside and runs right into the Hurricane pursuers. And they get him at about the 14. Dallas Cameron brought him down. Remember, as you see the rankings for Penn State, that Michigan was preseason number 1, then it was Notre Dame, and then it was Southern California, and then it was Texas, and now it is Penn State trying to stay there for a second successive week.
Here we're seeing the offensive numbers for Penn State, ranked number 1 in the nation. They're very good running the football. That's what they believe in first.
All at the 14-yard line. First down for the Lions. Hurricanes leading 3-0. Kurt Warner averaging better than 7 yards a carry. Runs it up to near the 20. Gained 6 yards on his first carry today, and he gets about 6 there, where Lester Bobo Williams, a 267-pound senior out of Miami, brings him down.
One thing that has impressed me so far is the enthusiasm of this Penn State team. Miami's going to have to contend with the first-ranked team as we look at Kurt Warner's outstanding statistics. He's the number 3 rusher in the entire United States, 167 yards per game.
Garrity and Jackson wide to the left. Warner has it. Can't get around the corner. Miami defense has been very efficient against the run. They will give you fits in their pursuit. Tim Flanagan, the defensive end, and Lester Williams were the 2 principal tacklers on that play. Warner now has carried it 5 times. He's picked up 19 yards. He did not play last week because of a pulled hamstring, but says he is fine for today's game. And they play on real grass here in the Orange Bowl.
There's Joe Paterno, a little bit worried right now, but he's got confidence. He's got a good, complete football team. Good running, excellent passing, flawless kicking.
Third down, they need a yard. They go to Warner. He goes in the middle. He does not get it. The Miami stunt was exactly right. They jam the middle. It's 4th down. Isaiah West, big junior out of Chicago, looked like the first man to butt heads with Kurt Warner.
Keith, you had it just right. Miami bunched everybody inside. Evidently, they had a scouting report that on 3rd and short yardage, they're going to run inside, and the entire Hurricane team was lined up and made a great play to stop Kurt Warner short of the first down.
Ralph Giacomaro is the punter for Penn State, and he is a good one. He has the win with him, and he gets off a howitzer. The ball is accepted way back around the 22-yard line by Lawrence Thompson, and he's exciting. He's a speedster, and he brings it back outside the 40. It was a 55-yard punt. It was a 19-yard return. Miami has the ball, first down at its own 42. Miami over Penn State. 5:48 to go in the first quarter, and the Hurricanes have the ball first down at their own 42.
Again, we want to mention that the Hurricanes throw most of the time on first down.
The pass aimed for Rodriguez, and he makes the catch. Did you see what that kid did? He came down and he put his helmet right on the numbers of the Penn State defensive back and then turned it outside and made the catch.
In watching the film of Miami, you're going to see the best run pass routes I've seen by any college team in America.
That's what he does, Frank.
As Mike watched him run right into the defensive back, Harris, number 26, and he breaks right back to the outside. But the main thing, as Keith said, the pass is right on the money, timed perfectly.
At the Penn State 41, first down, Miami, 17-yard pickup. Kelly's pass, it is complete. Thrown to Rush out of the backfield. Martin Rush, the tailback, and he makes the catch. They put him out at the Penn State 32. And Kelly now, Frank, 6 out of 10 for 81 yards.
Well,
that's a big start in the first quarter.
It is, Keith, and he's been trained. I think the fans may like to know this. Earl Morrall, the great pro quarterback, has been working with Jim Kelly for 3 years. And he's taught him how to read those defenses, and he's picking the Penn State defense apart, going to where the defense has least amount of resistance.
Rocky Belk now is flanked wide. Kelly has hit 6 of his last 7. They keep it on the ground this time. It goes in there to Hobbs. Chris Hobbs across the 30 down to inside the 27 of Penn State. Some of the other scores from across the country, since our game is a late game. Houston beating TCU by 4. The Horned Frogs are tough, but they seem to fall just a little short against some.
Yes, against some. Yeah. They have an excellent passer in Stamps, and one of the best receivers in America in Washington. They're tough to deal with.
All right, they get the first down as Hobbs carries the ball, and from the 27, they keep it on the ground. It's good to the 25. Or a couple of yards, and we're at about 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
The Miami strategy, as we look at Yale, defeat Dartmouth, take over the lead in the Ivy League. Undefeated Yale. Miami
knows this crowd. I made a comment the other night during the baseball telecast of the World Series. Apparently somebody misunderstood and referring to Bob Blackman, because I was referring to when Bob was the coach at Dartmouth some seasons back. He, of course, now is at Cornell with Joe Ukika, the coach at Dartmouth. Here's Kelly with a world of time to throw it. He puts it up in the air, and it is thrown past the end zone and out of bounds. It was Mark Rush going down under it, and he had no chance to get to it. One of the things that Penn State's doing to Kelly, though, Frank, they're putting him on his back.
Yes, and that will have some results later on in the ball game. We always felt as a coach, even if we don't tackle him before they throw the ball, if we're close enough to put him on the ground after he has released it legally, it will have some effects later on in the game. But what we just saw, Keith, is Kelly throw the ball away when his receivers are covered. He's been taking a lot of losses. This week they've tried to get him to throw it away and avoid the loss.
4:34 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Miami. Third down and 9, and about 8.5 for the Hurricanes. He has time again. He fires it. He's got a man. Rodriguez dropped it. He had it wide open, and he dropped it. Whoa, boy, he'll mumble some over that one.
You're going to see a great throw. As we said earlier, Kelly has a strong arm. He has to throw this kind of pass. A deep sideline cut, and Rodriguez looked like he might have held on the ball, and as he turned to run, let's see it again and let you be the judge at home. You can see he's got double coverage, but when he breaks out, he's wide open. Let's see if he holds it one step. Does he have control?
No.
He's trying to tuck it away.
No.
I don't believe that he did.
No.
Another field goal attempt.
42 yards, Dan Miller into the wind. He has a 28-yarder. He's got plenty of leg on it. It is good. He's 2 for 2 from 28 and 42, and at 4:23 to go in the first quarter, the Miami Hurricanes have come down close on 2 occasions, and they have scored both times. That's the value of that good kicker.
And it's the value of a great passing attack, because the passing attack, as we all know, will get you close to the goal line, but it has difficult time getting it into the goal line. And a kicker like Miller makes all the difference in the world, as you can see the score.
ABC's presentation of NFL Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos in the Mile High City at 9 Eastern Time. And talking about passing, there'll be some in that one.
Young Jerry Kramer of Minnesota is one of the great young passers in pro football today. Played at Rice Institute.
John Williams will go deep now for Penn State. 6-0 Miami. 2 field goals by Dan Miller.
You can't underestimate the value of scoring first, Keith. They've got Penn State a little bit upset. Let's see if they can respond with maturity of the #1 ranked team in America.
The Lions have only had one real tough scuffle. That was out at Lincoln. Against the Cornhuskers, they won by 6. High hanger, John Williams at the 9. Sophomore tailback is across the 20 to about the 22, where Eddie Williams and Al Bentley get him.
We should mention that Penn State isn't a one-man football team on offense. They have Meade at fullback, who has a 5-yard average, a great quarterback in Todd Blackledge, who's 6'5", 225 pounds. Excellent receivers. They can throw the ball and they can run it, and they mix it up.
And we're now getting a better turn of weather. We have quite a bit of blue sky and the sun out here at the Orange Bowl. It's about 80, 81 degrees. As long as the breeze stays up, it won't be too stuffy. Here's the handoff to Kurt Warner. He's actually hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he has great power, 195-pounder. Bob Nelson almost got him.
Blackledge has started as a freshman, which is most unusual in Joe Paterno's scheme of things. You can see his record. He's thrown 7 touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions. He's a real fine football player.
Garrity and Jackson are the wide people. 5-man front up there for Miami, a 52 right now, and they go inside. Boy, there's nothing there. Number 73, Lester Williams. Bobo.
Number 73, Lester Williams, is the biggest player on the field, 275 pounds. He's coming back inside to attack the fullback on the trap. Watch him stick his head, an explosive tackle, and knocks Meade to the ground for no gain. Just a sensational play. Preseason All-American number 73, Lester Williams.
Just over the 25 of Penn State, 3rd down and 7. Blackledge going to put it up. Throws it short to Warner. And Warner's got his first down. Kurt Warner takes it up to the 35, and it's first down for the Lions.
That was a classic illustration of the quarterback and a little bit of experience. As we look at the offense of the two teams, you can see that Penn State features the run, where Miami operates primarily with the forward pass. But Blackledge on that last play hit his secondary receiver for the first down.
And he had all day, too. Good protection. Penalty flag thrown at the line of scrimmage by the linesman. Procedure, Penn State. Motion. Miami wanted to blitz a linebacker to the inside that time, and a Penn State man may have moved too soon.
Sometimes that draws the offensive lineman off, Keith, because you get anxious to pick up the blitzing linebacker and you move, and there's an upset brewing right there with Illinois over Iowa.
First down and 15 for the Lions. The ball moved back inside the 30 at 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Michigan beating Minnesota today, and Auburn always gives Florida fits up at Auburn. 13 out of 15, I think Auburn's won up there. Blackledge keeps it. Goes over the middle with it. Is it a catch? Yes, up at the 45-yard line by Mike McCluskey, a junior out of Philadelphia, 15-yard pickup.
One of the toughest receivers to cover is a tight end after a simple fake to Warner, which holds the linebackers. Watch how Blackledge drills the ball between the defenders. You can see 2 linebackers. It's questionable by some of the Miami fans, but I believe close call. Room for disagreement there, Keith.
Less than 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Miami leading 6-0 on 2 field goals by Dan Miller. First down, Penn State at their own 45. Blackledge looking to throw. No pressure on him at all. Gets his pass off. The pass is complete. Caught by Kenny Jackson. And Jackson is down at the Miami 33. 23-yard pickup on it, and once again, no pressure on Blackledge.
He's had excellent protection. The Penn State offensive line just doing a great job, as you can see, staying in front, but watch the rifle. He drills it to Kenny Jackson, who's one of the fine receivers at Penn State. He has a 24-yard average per reception. He's just a turn-in pattern. Come back to the ball. Good throw. Excellent hands by Jackson.
4 out of 5, 49 yards for Blackledge. Call it the 34 of Miami. First down, Penn State. And that'll be a procedure call. Looked like the ball didn't come back to Blackledge on the snap counts, and by that time, Bill Kontz was gone, the left tackle. Clock stops at 1:09 to go, and you can hear the wind whistling, gusting up to 20, 25 miles an hour.
We had the line movement against Penn State. First and 15. Ready?
First and 15.
From the Miami 39. Mike O'Donnell goes in motion. Ball goes to Warner. And they get him at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by number 91, Bob Nelson. Tim Flanagan was the first man who made him turn inside where he didn't really want to go.
Tim Flanagan, number 90, is the defensive end. He made 25 tackles against Penn State 2 years ago when they upset the Nittany Lions up in University Park. As we look at the great city of Miami, one of the beautiful places in our land.
Second down, 15, Penn State from the Miami 39. Blackledge has it, gets it off, got a little pressure that time, and the pass is incomplete. Coming in, Lester Williams, and he put him on his back.
Well, if anybody could rush the pass, it would be Lester Williams, who runs a 4.8 at 273 pounds. He'd be tough to keep out of there. We must remember that Penn State throws mostly play-action passes, Keith. It's a different style of passing game than University of Miami uses. We'll watch for it and try to bring it out. It's Lester Williams, number 73.
12 seconds to play first quarter. 6-0, Miami. Third down and 15. Pass is off. The pass is complete, but it is well short of the first down as Mike McCloskey, tight end, 6'5", 240, makes the grab. Isaiah West was coming in from the defensive end position, and he probably made Blackledge throw it before he wanted to turn it loose. But the first quarter is done here at the Orange Bowl. And after 15 minutes of play, the Hurricanes of Miami on 2 field goals to Dan Miller lead 6-0. It'll be fourth down for Penn State. The ball is on the Miami 30. Brian Franco is in the ball game to try a field goal of 47 yards, and he's hitting it into a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind. The flag is just sticking straight out. He really is going to have to bust it to get it through there. Got it up. Wind kills it. Just short. He had it square in the middle, and the wind knocked it down. And so once again, the Miami defense turns Penn State away without a score, and the Hurricanes continue to lead it 6-0 and take over the football. First down at their own 30.
Now as Miami has the wind to the back, we can look for the continued passing of Jim Kelly, who's really one of the fine quarterbacks in America. As Keith mentioned, from Pennsylvania. Joe Paterno tried to recruit him as a linebacker.
First down, Kelly whips it out to Belk. Belk to the 35 and hits the chalk there. So he got 5, make it second down and 5.
That's a basic play by Miami, just throwing the quick out when it's single coverage.
Friday night boxing, November 6th, blacked out in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. WBC World Heavyweight Championship live 9 Eastern Time. Larry Holmes defending against Ronaldo Snipes, a pair of undefeated heavyweights. Also Also on the same card, Michael Dokes and George Chaplin, November 6th, Friday night, on most of these ABC stations, but blacked out of the Pittsburgh area. They give it away to Speedy Neal, and Neal fights his way up near the 38, maybe the 39. Got to go to the 40 to get the first down. The numbers for the first quarter.
As we look at Miami's offensive totals, they're not surprising in that they are heavily dominated by passing. But what is revealing is that Penn State's rushing has been slowed down in the first quarter, and they're having to resort to passing. We'll see what happens this quarter.
For Miami, it's 3rd down and 1.5 yards for a first down to keep the ball. They expected a crowd of some 55,000 people for homecoming, but the weather was so raunchy earlier in the day, I think a lot of folks decided to stay home. The handoff goes to Smokey Roan. Tries the right side, and he does not get the first down. He runs into that bunch of white shirts and stops suddenly.
Well, a passing team like Miami has difficulty on short yardage. Normally, they would throw in that situation, and you can expect the next time they have 3rd and 2, they will go to the pass. The reason they have time blocking for the run, they spend so much time with their linemen pass protecting that they never really perfect the run blocking techniques.
Greg LaBelle is the punter, a junior from Danielson, Connecticut. The punt is away, and it's a dandy with the wind. Way back, and it is picked up by Kevin Ball. And Ball is hammered down back at about the 10. So let's join Steve Davis for a moment.
Keith, Coach Broyles mentioned the fact that Jim Kelly, the quarterback of Miami, was recruited by Penn State to play linebacker. Obviously, he came to Miami, and he started his first game against Joe Paterno, 26-10 upset. He's got the same thing on his mind today. Keith?
Penn State backed up in a hole now at the 10-yard line. Mike O'Donnell, number 28, comes wide to the right. Ball goes wide to the left for the Lions. Ball goes to John Williams, the I-back, and Williams is caught and dragged down as he picks up a yard. Isaiah West would not be denied on the tackle. He had to pursue him a little bit to get a handle on him, but he got him.
Anybody that's played against Miami knows that they're very, very tough against the run. They only allowed 119 yards average in each game. They will force Penn State to throw the football earlier than they probably want to.
Lions, a top-ranked team in the country. 4 times, 4 teams have held that spot and have been tumbled. Tom Barr is in there at fullback, along with Tom Mumford as the I-back now for the Lions. Mumford with the ball. They hammer him out just about the line of scrimmage. Bob Nelson would not be taken out of the play, and he and West just rode him right on to the sidelines.
That's Joe Paterno. You know he's worried. He's trying to turn things around, get the momentum back. And the surprising thing to me, Keith, is he's got Kurt Warner out of there. He's got a second-string tailback on the second down. And then the third-team tailback, Munford, was in the ball game.
Williams comes back now, along with Kenny Jackson, on 3rd down and 9, make it 8 from about the 12.
We've got to wonder if Warner has injured his leg.
Blackledge will throw it. He looks for Jackson. He throws it, and he hits him up across the 25 at the 26. So Kenny Jackson is right there, and Blackledge drilled him on the numbers for 14 yards.
I've heard Joe Paterno say so many times, don't be afraid to take a chance. He's throwing inside the curl pattern, but watch Jackson cradle the ball in. Excellent throw, a beautiful route run by Kenny Jackson, who has got a 24-yard average per reception. There he is, 9.5 speed, excellent receiver, good hands. Watch him cradle the ball in. First down.
At the 26. John Williams behind the line of scrimmage by Bob Nelson. Loss is 3 yards, back to the 23.
I think it's interesting that Bob Nelson has been a 4-year starter for Miami. He's a technique player. The coaches say he doesn't make many outstanding plays, although he just did, but he really knows how to play the technique, and he plays consistent every ball game. Number 91, Bob Nelson.
From Dundalk, Maryland. Second down and 13. Blackledge to throw it. Goes to the sideline. The pass is good to McCluskey. And McCluskey, they mark him at the 31. He is, well, he's at 5 yards short of the first down.
Ricard Blackledge, as we've said, quarterback for Penn State, is 6'5". He's got a strong arm, as we've already seen. But what's impressed me so far is the fact that he's going this year to his alternate receivers. When the deep men are covered, as you see his numbers 7 out of 9, he's going to the alternate choice for the short gains rather than take the loss or throw incomplete.
Kurt Warner is not in the lineup. We'll check whether or not he's re-injured that hamstring. Penalty flag, stop it. On 3rd and 6.
That's a tough penalty.
Yep, 3rd one.
Keep the noise here is something that may preclude young Todd Blackledge from audible changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Legal procedure on the Penn State. 3rd down.
Legal procedure marked up against the Nittany Lions.
These Miami fans are really excited, fired up. Vocal support has an effect on the team, too.
Greg Garrity and Kenny Jackson come back into the lineup. Kurt Warner is standing on the sidelines at midfield over there. He's now kneeling down.
He must be injured or he'd be in the ball game. He's one of the premier backs in the country.
3rd and 11 after the penalty. Williams in motion. Blackledge to throw it. Has pretty good protection. Gets it away, though, and Miami people got after him just as he was delivering the ball, and Greg Zappala laid one on him along with Tony Fitzpatrick, and he missed his man, and Penn State's going to have to punt it into the wind, and Miami should get good field position with 11:08 to play in the first half.
And the momentum is still staying with this Miami team that scored 2 field goals in the first quarter.
Number 22, Lawrence Thompson, is the deep man. He is the flyer. Ralph Giacomo, who had a 55-yarder on his first punt. Doesn't get that this time, though, as he shanks it into the wind. However, it takes a Lion roll and rolls across the 40 and out of bounds at the Miami 38. So with 11 minutes to play in the first half, it's Miami 6 and Penn State nothing. Miami owns the football. First down at their own 38, and Mark Richt is now in the lineup at quarterback for Penn State. The rationale on this by Howard Schnellenberger. He wants him to get in there and get a feel of the action. He wants him warmed up in case something does happen to Kelly. So Richt, who has thrown for 287 yards, he is a junior, and he's now in at quarterback, and he gives the ball off to Chris Hobbs, and Hobbs hits it over the right side to about the 41, and a penalty flag is thrown. Looked to me like Wisniewski, the defensive tackle, might have started a little bit too soon on the play.
You called it right, Keith, but I think that there's room for disagreement in substituting a hot hand. When you've got a hot hand, most coaches would like to stay with it. But Mark Richt was one that took Miami to the winning
Defense both sides, 1st and 5.
to the winning touchdown against Florida in the opening game of the season, but he's not as effective a passer as young Jim Kelly. It's a risk that Schnellenberger wants to take.
That is the 4th 5-yard penalty against Penn State, and there's going to be another one.
You know what? Yes, and what's happening, Keith, on the Penn State jumping off side, Rick, every quarterback has a different rhythm. And evidently he's gotten used to Kelly's rhythm, and watch him jump off side. Wisniewski, number 69, 2 plays in a row, back to back, and I think that's the result of a change in the rhythm of the quarterback.
Where's the penalty? They didn't move it.
He called both sides offsides, I guess.
Looked like one of the Hurricanes stood up. First down and 5 then. It remains. The penalties washing each other. Whoops. That's another penalty. That time I didn't see any movement in the Miami front. Wisniewski again. Leo now has been caught 3 times in a row.
You ever seen this?
It's being jumped off side 3 times in a row. 69, Wisniewski, the very fine senior tackle. You can see what's happening is that Rick calls a different rhythm, a different snap count than Kelly. I'm amazed that Miami is staying offside. Here it is on your screen, 69, Wisniewski.
He's agile. Leo almost got back.
Oh, me. That's unusual. I don't think I've ever seen that unless the team was shifting or trying to draw him offside intentionally, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, he's a good football player. It's a 251-pound senior.
And a former linebacker. You know what kind of speed he's got.
Right. First down, however, for Miami at their own 48. Long count. Rick sets it up to throw it, and he gets it off to the sidelines, and it is incomplete, intended for Larry Brodsky. Well, that took some nerve to nail it in there because he had pretty good coverage. Paul Langford was right with him.
It was double coverage on Brodsky, and he threw the pass the only way he could, high, and if it didn't complete, it's going to go out of bounds.
Brodsky did, however, get his hand on it.
One thing that we saw in the last down, Penn State changed their strategy and went to double covering both receivers. Let's see what they do on 2nd and 10.
10 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first half, and Miami leading Penn State by 6-0. Rick back to throw it. Sets up a screen pass for Chris Hobbs. Hobbs getting some help. Breaks it big down the sidelines. One man to beat. It is Langford gets him. Hobbs showing great change of pace and what great speed, and he takes it all the way down to the Penn State 17. Only Langford stopped the score.
The setup was beautiful by Rick. Watch him look away to the right, draw the defense across, but this is a classic example of how to run a screen pass. Stay on the boundary, use the blockers, and Hobbs just spreads right through without hesitating in behind the blockers, and Langford, number 12, is lucky to get him out of bounds and prevent the touchdown.
He gained 35 yards on the carry. The ball is at the Penn State 17. First down for the Hurricanes. They have the wind at the back. They lead 6-0. And the ball goes to Smokey Roan, and he got some blocking over the left side that time as he takes it inside the 10. Now they'll mark him just short of the 10. Roan is 5'9", 185-pound senior.
As Keith mentioned, I believe that's the first time that really the Miami team has gotten a good, cleanly blocked play on the sweep, one of the best plays in college football. But what we're seeing probably is a discouraged Penn State team. They got their backs to the wall, trailing 6-0.
He got a little more than 6 yards on that carry. Goes to Roan again. Oh, boy. Ball pops loose. He really got hit by Matt Bradley. Matt used to play the hero position, what they call the hero or rover spot for the Lions. He's in a linebacker spot this season, and he really hit Roan. The ball popped out, but they ruled him down.
That was an explosive tackle. Let's watch it again. Bradley is the third of a family to play at Penn State. Number 86, he's going to come right in and deliver a tackle right here, forcing from the cornerback, and the ball popped out, and to me, that's a fumble. Any way you slice it.
Got to be a fumble.
Yes, his knee was not down. That was a lucky break for Miami, a miss by the officials.
At the 13, where it is third down, and they need 7. Rick stands up, goes for Brodsky, and he throws it right into the hands of Paul Langford, and it's only the Miami quarterback to stop him. Now he gets some help, and Chris Hobbs brings him down inside the Miami 30. It was a silly pass for Rick to throw because Brodsky had put his second move on Langford and turned toward the end zone.
Keith called it just right. Brodsky was going deep, and Rick, the second-string quarterback in a critical situation, you can see he threw it right to Langford, number 12, and Miami is very lucky that he doesn't go all the way. Let's see it again. Some mis-signaling, miscommunication. He throws the ball to an out pattern. Brodsky's going deep. It's right to the defensive man. Remember again, that's the second-string quarterback in the ball game.
Warner is now back in as Penn State has it first down at the Miami 29, and fortunes have swung dramatically. Warner is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, I'll tell you, that Flanagan came in there and really nailed it. Tim Flanagan.
When you put your second-team quarterback in the ball game, you take the chance on being second-guessed. There's no doubt about it. When the first-team quarterback had had so much success as we look at Paul Langford, his second interception this year.
Loss is back to the 30, where it is second down and 11. Penn State working into the wind at 7:55 to go in the first half. And Blackledge to throw it. Throws it short to Warner. Got a man in front of him on the sidelines, and he's got his first down as he prances on down inside the 20. And looks like they'll mark him out at about the 16-yard line.
That was another perfect example of how to run the screen pass. Use your blockers. Don't cut back inside the pursuit. Fake inside, go back out, pick up your blockers, and make the first down. Kurt Warner just showing again why he's one of the best running backs in America.
From the 16 of Miami. Into the middle goes Meade, and he goes down at the 6. Big Mike Meade, 225-pound junior from Dover, Delaware, finally wrestled down by Jamie Boone and Fred Marion.
Watch Meade go right up the middle, a block by Sean Farrell, the All-American. Good block by Romano. When you combine those two, you're going to get some daylight, and Meade got it, but he shows what a fine runner he is, along with his blocking ability. Mike Meade.
Ball is just short of the 5. First and goal to go for Penn State. Warner to the 4. It's tough inside.
Keith, we've said many times, all tight ball games are won by the passing. Penn State is having to go to passing a little bit earlier than they hoped to, but Blackledge is filling the bill.
Jefferson hurt on the play. Wobbling around. He got up very slowly. I don't think anybody knows. He doesn't want to come out. He's waving his arm. He doesn't want to come out, but they're going to make him come out of there.
Well, they'll miss him on the goal line. He's a 220-pound strong safety.
Second down and goal to go from the 4. Go to Meade, the fullback. He's down to about the 2. So it'll be third down and goal to go for the Lions.
Once again, the play was called right over the left guard. Sean Farrell, All-American. That's Kurt Warner. When he's rushed, Penn State has never been beaten when Kurt Warner rushed for over 100 yards, and he's struggling today.
Third and goal from the 2. Warner got him back on the 5. Bob Nelson.
Keith, I've never seen any better. That's as fine a defensive goal line stand as I've seen in a long time.
That remind you of a game in the Sugar Bowl you saw?
Did I ever? Boy, that Alabama put one on it to win the national championship.
21-yard field goal attempt now by Brian Franco. He's 9 for 9 inside 40 yards in 1981. Rakowski holds it. He hits it. He missed it. He hooked it left. Can you believe it? 5:21 to go, and Miami turns Penn State away again.
Mark Richt, the sophomore, the quarterback in the football game, audibled out of a play that was designed to go off tackle, and then Brodsky, the flanker back, didn't hear what he said. So that was the call of the play, also the immaturity of the quarterback. Keith?
Okay, Steve. I think the bottom line of this whole story is that Franco has missed 3 kicks today of 52 yards and then into the wind from 47 and from 21. And he has been deadly. And it's got to be a big moment for that Miami defense. They've turned them around now. And here's Kelly back into the ball game from his own 20 with the wind at his back and 5:21 to play and a half, and Miami leading 6-0, and they'll put it up. Belk is going down one way, and they've got Brodsky the other way, and he's gone. He is loose. It is a foot race to the flag. It is touchdown. 80 yards for Brodsky. He just became the all-time pass receiver in Miami football history with that pass and run for 80 yards, and the Lions just have to be shocked by it. 12-0, trying to make it 13, and time is out on the field. Let's take another look.
We're going to see it again. He's got the wide receivers going down both boundaries. He looks over towards Belt. He is covered, but watch the powerful arms. He puts a bullet right on Brodsky. He does not have to break stride. Then Langford misses the tackle, and Brodsky goes in for the score. I knew it was coming. I saw Schnellenberger move the photographer back downfield. I figured that it was going to be the bomb to take off Patton. Here it is again from another angle. Double coverage. You can see that Brodsky's going right down the boundary. It's a takeoff pattern, but the key is his running ability. And if anybody ever deserved to break the all-time record for Miami, it's this young man, because he's a hard worker.
And you don't think that Joe Brodsky, the offensive back coach for the Miami Hurricanes, didn't jump about 14 feet straight up in the air when he saw him get loose?
He's a proud father today.
Wow.
Steve, I just knew it was coming, because Schnellenberger walked all the way down the field, 40 yards, and moved the photographer back. He was close to the boundary.
He combined with Rick on an 81-yarder a year ago against Florida A&M. They're going to go for two. Going to go for two. Kelly throws it in the corner. He's got Rodriguez, 14-0. I'll tell you something about those Miami receivers. They get out there in the crowd and wiggle around, and all of a sudden one of them pops loose. Just Rodriguez went right into the corner all by himself, and Kelly had gut protection, and he nailed him right on the number. So I don't want to keep hammering on an old saw, but this is what has been happening in 1981. First it was Michigan, then it was Notre Dame, then it was USC, and then it was Texas, all falling. Now Penn State is trailing Miami 14-0. A lot of football to play, mind you. This is a great Penn State football team. But the way this game has started out, you have to wonder. The Lions are really going to have to set something up here to get themselves organized and going, because they've just been hit by lightning. 5:09 to play in the first half. John Williams is the beat man for the Lions. And Miller kicks it off. High hanger into the end zone. Well back. Williams is going to stay there. Now it becomes poise checking time, doesn't it, Frank?
It becomes a test of courage. As we saw the last touchdown drive is Larry Brodsky. He's a hard worker. He doesn't have great speed, but he makes up with it for it by running such precise routes. What a happy young man he is. But here's a test of courage coming up right here.
First down, Lions at their own 20. Give it away to Kurt Warner. To the outside goes Kurt. And he is brought down by Jefferson after a 7-yard pickup. Right now, let's join Dave Dials for a moment in New York.
This is Dave Dials in New York. The nation's #2 team, the Pitt Panthers, survived the mighty scare up in Boston, barely beat Boston College by a score of 29-24. On the West Coast, Southern Cal was trailing Washington 7-0, has come back to take a 10-7 lead. Mississippi State and Alabama, 13-10 Alabama. Now back to Keith.
All right, Dave. And second down and 3 for Penn State. From their own 27, they send Kenny Jackson in motion. Miami leading here 14-0. Blackledge gives to Warner. And Kurt is caught at the 25, falls ahead to the 27. Tony Chickalo, the middle guard, got him.
Penn State's offense, the running game,
He's hurt. He's hurt. Warner's hurt. Holding his leg. Holding the back of his leg. His left leg. That's the hamstring.
That'd be a tough break for Penn State. They need a young man like Kurt Warner. 167-yard average per game so far this year. There he is.
Warner hobbles off the field holding the back of his left leg. And John Williams is the replacement. Third down and 3. Blackledge looks to throw it. Goes over the middle with it. Throwing for Garrity, and Garrity makes the catch. Coming back to the ball up at the 41.
Let's watch again, see how Kurt Warner, number 25, gets hurt. He's got a pulled hamstring muscle, missed last week's game. Let's see if we can tell. He's in the grasp of number 71.
Grab his leg right there,
yeah,
too.
That's where he got hurt. That's a tough break for Penn State. But John Williams is an excellent football player, 140 yards last week against West Virginia, his first start.
First down for the Nittany Lions from the 41. Blackledge will put it up. Going to get a little pressure. He gets it away, an incomplete forward pass. It was Tim Flanagan, a looping in, that hit him. Miami is jacked up.
They should be. They've just had a great first half so far. Outstanding defense against the run, which is really the key against Penn State. Stop their run, you've got a chance to defeat them.
Wrapping Warner's leg on the sideline. Those are terribly painful injuries and difficult to heal. Second down and 10. Time called. Miami man shaken up. He finally goes down on a knee and asks for the injury timeout with 3 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first half. And the Hurricanes of Miami leading by 14-0. 2 field goals by Dan Miller and an 80-yard pass run, Jim Kelly to Larry Brodsky. And Todd Blackledge on the Penn State side getting some information from Joe Paterno. So we'll take a full timeout now for Miami. Goal in Miami. Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, and Steve Davis. 3:53 to play in the first half. Flanagan came out for Miami. Looks like he's still struggling with the pinched nerve. Greg Zappala has gone in at defensive end. He is a young man from Pittsburgh playing against Penn State. Second down and 10. Todd Blackledge sets him up. Kurt Warner is out, having re-injured the hamstring pull. John Williams is at the halfback spot, and he has the ball as they do get him outside. Fine run by John Williams. He had a big week last week against West Virginia. Now here's Steve.
We talked to the team physicians just a few minutes ago, and Kurt Warner will not be back in the first half and may not be back in the football game. He's really in obvious pain, Keith.
Thank you, Steve. It's too bad. Great running back. The football is put down at the Penn State 49. They're 2 yards short of a first down. Kenny Jackson is wide to the right. Give it to John Williams. Won't get there. Won't get there as the strong safety David Jefferson came up to help Zappala, and they deck him right at the line of scrimmage. You can see the pain that Kurt Warner is suffering right now.
And a great disappointment. He wants to play so desperately.
They're miserable injuries. I've had them. I'll tell you, they're just agony.
They don't get well quickly either.
Fourth down and 2. The Nittany Lions will have to punt. Nobody deep for Miami. They're going to let it go. And Jacques Amaro hits a pretty good punt into that wind, and it takes a Penn State roll, and they can't get it. They can't quite get it. They almost had it on about the 2, but momentum takes it into the end zone. It's a 51-yard kick with a roll. And Miami will get the ball first down at its 20 with 2:29 to play in the first half.
Keith, as well as the offense is done for Miami, as we look at Big Ten of the Pac-10 battle between the 2 leading teams, tied, but Miami defense we have to give great credit to. Penn State's a fine offensive team.
From the 20, the Hurricanes go to work, leading by 14. Kelly goes up the middle with it, gets 4. That's one of those plays that once in a while you'll pop him out of there.
Look at this stat. Penn State's given up 143 yards in the game so far. Jim Kelly is 166 already in the first half.
Yeah, they were looking at a good one last week in all of the luck of West Virginia.
Made great adjustments at halftime to stop luck in the second half.
Second down and 6. It goes to Smokey Rome across the 30 to the 32 and a first down for the Hurricanes. Miami's running game now beginning to show up in the ball game.
One thing we should mention, the Miami's offensive line is has been decimated by injuries. As we look at the clock, they've had 3 starters leave the lineup. They're playing with some rookies that haven't played much this year. There's Todd Blackledge. Got a tough order ahead of him in the second half.
Kelly on first down. He wants to go deep with it. Rodriguez is down there and gets one hand on it. That's all. He went right between 2 defenders, Roger Jackson and Paul Langford.
Let's watch Rodriguez run the pattern. He was a former quarterback, started games last year and the year before. It's a takeoff pattern down the middle since Penn State did not have a safety man. You can see the ball is nearly on target, just a little bit ahead of him. It would have been completion. I believe he tipped it just a little bit out in front of him.
Second down and 10. And you've got 1:27 to play in the first half. Goes to Smokey Roan. Good seal blocks on the left side. And Roan goes for a first down at the 47 of Miami.
Well, the draw play is just the perfect addition to a good passing game. You invite the lineman across. It's not just a nuisance play. The value of it is a strong play used anywhere on the field. But Smokey Roan makes a nice cut for the first down.
14 yards. They put him down on the 46. Kelly going deep again. Incomplete. Pretty good defensive play downfield that time by Langford as he stayed with Brodsky step for step.
It's amazing how Brodsky, without speed, he told his coaches the best he's ever run is 4.8, but you can see him. Langford is a 9.4 sprinter, and they're running step for step, and the ball is out in front, just as near perfect as you can throw one without it being completed.
Second down and 10 from the 46. With 1 minute to play in the first half, and I got to be thinking that Miami now would like to nibble away and get it down in Miller's field goal range with the wind at his back. He dumps it off short to Roan. Roan looking for some help, crosses midfield with it. He gained 4, so it'll be third down and 6 as Wisniewski and Bradley made the stop for the Lions.
Howard Schnellenberger is one of the fine offensive football coaches in America, and he obviously is not playing this game safe. When he's 14-0 ahead, he wants to get a field goal if he possibly can, and with Kelly, anything is possible.
He's now put Thompson, the speedster, number 22, in, replacing Rodriguez.
And Belk, number 20, the other receiver, runs a 9.5.
Brodsky is out of there, having been winded on that last long run. Kelly getting some heat, gets it off, going deep. Thompson is out there, can't get it. He had a chance, but he was just a half a step short. If he had left his feet, he might have been able to pull it down. That's what we have for you at halftime, including highlights of Mississippi State, Alabama, and Ohio State, Purdue. So now it is fourth down, and field goal is not a possibility. LaBelle has come in to punt. Greg LaBelle.
All he wants to do is catch the ball and get it in the air. 46 seconds left on the clock. Doesn't worry about distance.
Mark Robinson, number 32, the deep man.
Uh-oh.
Seconds to play as LaBelle is able to run the ball back up the field to the 32.
The ball carries.
So Penn State gets its first break in the football game as the snap goes over the punter's head. Monty Harris made the snap, freshman out of Miami.
You can see how high the ball did go over LaBelle's head. Watch him. He has no chance to get it, but he makes a great effort as he runs back, picks it up, and gains some of the lost yardage back. Watch him. He's going to make some people miss him, outrun him to the boundary at least. And 69, Wisniewski is chasing him.
Timeout for David Heffernan, number 52, shaken up on the last play. With 35 seconds to play in the first half, Penn State has the ball at the Miami 32. All right, that's the story of time, 35 seconds. Penn State at the Miami 32. It was Fitzpatrick, number 62, shaken up on the play. He's come off the field now. And the Miami defense will try to dig in and hang on. Leading 14-0. Todd Blackledge sends Kenny Jackson wide to the right. Garrity to the left. Todd back to throw it. He looks for Garrity. He throws for Garrity, and he makes the catch. Inside the 20 at the 18, coming back to the ball, and Blackledge hit him on the numbers.
As we see it again, as Keith already called it, the good receivers come back to the ball. That gives them the advantage over the defensive man that's playing them deep. He comes right back and catches the ball. If he hadn't of Marion, might have made the play, number 31.
First down at the Miami 18. 24 seconds to play in the first half. Lions trying to cash in a break. Over the middle it goes. Oh, what a sensational catch by McCloskey and a great pass by Blackledge. I don't know how in the world he caught the ball. There were orange shirts all over him.
Well, it's just a strong arm. Blackledge, remember, 6'4". Watch him get set. He has good protection, has plenty of time to see the receiver. He throws it right on the numbers. Very critical play.
And it's first down and goal to go for Penn State. The ball is at the Miami 6.
McCloskey has caught at least one pass in each of the Penn State games. He's the backup tight end, number 81. As you can see, he runs into the defensive secondary. Most people, well, that's a little bit illegal, Keith. You're supposed to dodge the defensive man. But as we see, the ball is right on target. Beautiful throw and an excellent catch.
It was a high snap over the punter's head that gave Penn State this opportunity. And the Nittany Lions are trying to cash it in. You can see both quarterbacks are having a pretty good day.
Well, as I said earlier, most tight football games are won by the passing game. Most good teams have good defense against the run, critically plays passing.
First and goal from the Miami 6. They give it to Meade, the fullback. He gets it down to about the 4 before Bob Nelson makes another big defensive play for Miami. Penn State calls timeout. They have one remaining with 11 seconds remaining on the clock.
Right now, Joe's got a tough decision to make, but I think that he needs to score. He's got to go for a touchdown, but if he shouldn't make anything here, will he go for a field goal? I don't think he will.
Well, it's second down and goal. Of course, time is what Frank's talking about. He could run a pass play.
I think he will throw a play-action pass and try to roll out a little bit. Normally what he does on this situation. He doesn't want to come away empty, though. I should mention that. He wants to cash in something before the half.
Franco was down close and missed from 21 yards into the wind. If they kicked it right here, he would have another 21-yarder, but they're going to run one play.
And that might have some bearing on what he does on fourth down.
It's on the 4. Second down and goal. Look out for Jackson. He's way wide and probably he's coming back. That's it. Now he goes into the end zone, crossing pattern. He's looking. He's got a man. He throws it out of the end zone. He had a man. Number 85, Vito Cab, was on a crossing pattern, and he had him, but he didn't see him.
Well, the rush made the difference. Bob Nelson, again, put some rush on him, and he didn't have time to find his open receiver. He's going for it, just as I expected.
6 seconds on third and goal. They'll try again. McCloskey flexes out. Garrity into the slot. In motion. Blackledge's going to run it. He doesn't get there. And the half is over. He comes up a yard short. David Jefferson made a whale of a play. And right now here is Steve Davis. As the crowd roars, Steve running across to talk now to Howard Schnellenberger.
Let's watch it again. Blackledge is trying to roll out, buy some time, find his receivers. They're all covered. Great job by the secondary. Let's see
Jefferson.
Jefferson, number 37, 210-pound strong safety, is going to come up right here. Watch him take him on. That's quite a collision. and then the next man turns him away from the goal line. Whatever his number was, Keith, he was the key man.
Jefferson is the man hurt on the play as he went helmet to helmet with Todd Blackledge. And now let's join Steve and Coach Schnellenberger.
Coach, you like a little bit of dramatics.
Well, this is football Miami style and great for homecoming.
Coach, do you ever second guess yourself? You put Rick in the ball game to get a little bit different flavor quarterback.
Well, last time we put him in, he scored a quick touchdown for us. He made a mistake. Brodsky missed the audible, and it was a big play for them. But we got to play him. I have all the confidence in the world in him.
Coach, we've seen this before. Our team has all the emotion on their side. How do you keep it?
Well, we're going in there and talk about 30 more minutes of football, and we're playing a great football team that's got a lot of pride, and they'll be back hungry.
I know you're proud of them, Coach. Thanks for stopping
Thank
very
you.
much. NCAA college football, Penn State. Miami will continue after this commercial message and a word about an upcoming show on
The nation's #1 ranked team, Penn State, 14-0 at the half.
Brought to you by Napa and your local Napa Auto Parts store. When the name is Napa, the standard is quality. By Schlitz, the master brewer's brew. Just one taste and you'll know. Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. And by the smokeless tobaccos, Skoal, Copenhagen, and Happy Days, enjoyed by millions of guys for tobacco pleasure without smoking. Let's go now to some of the highlights of the first half as Miami leads 14-0. 2 field goals by Danny Miller to put him out in front 6-0. And now let's go to the playbook, Frank Rawls, for a diagram of the play that resulted in an 80-yard touchdown for Miami.
The end, Brodsky is going to run straight down the field, and the strength of Jim Kelly's arm hits him right on the button, and it's an 80-yard touchdown play. Here it is on film. Brodsky is going to go in behind the seam pass, as we call it. It's a bullet right on the numbers on the outside, the toughest to defend against in college football. Brodsky catches it, and then he's going to sidestep Langford, number 12. He has the awareness, knowing that Langford's coming up. He breaks right inside of him, turns down the field, and his effort to get across the goal line shows the competitiveness of this young man, whose father is the backfield coach at Miami.
Not the swiftest on the field. He runs about a 4.8 40, but is one of those youngsters that runs picture-perfect patterns and has the ability to catch it in a crowd, but he has that sense about him. Now, here is Kurt Warner, number 25, the great I-back for Penn State. On this play, he is caught behind the line of scrimmage, and he re-injures the hamstring pull in his left leg. Watch now as his feet will be locked behind him. Chicolo makes the tackle, locks his legs. Warner right there grabs the back of his left leg, and he left the game in a great deal of pain. A heavy loss for Penn State. There was a break, however. You can see the wind is gusting here. We got another rainstorm coming, I think. The break that Penn State got was when the snapper, Ronnie Harris, snapped the ball over LaBelle's head and gave Penn State an opportunity.
Yes, and this is a tough break for Miami, but one thing that they showed after this play, the maturity and the courage of the defensive football team, because there were 2 occasions, one an intercepted pass earlier in this quarter, and in this particular play, as we see LaBelle trying to regain what yardage he had lost. But on the final play of the half, of course, Blackledge rolls out, and Miami defense turns them away empty again.
Here's the play now. Blackledge rolls out. He's looking, and he doesn't find anybody. So as the longer he looked, the more it opened up in front of him until suddenly he appeared, well, I'll take a chance and I'll go for it. He gets away from one. Now watch, Jefferson comes up. The strong safety belts him, and then another player, we couldn't get his number, came across and knocked him out of bounds, and Miami had turned away Penn State. And the Hurricanes are leading by a score of 14-0. Now a moment for the NCAA time statistics in our ball game with Miami leading 14-0.
As we
See that the big edge in passing, and that pretty much is a difference in the ball game at this point. 30 minutes to play. 14-0 Miami in the Orange Bowl, and the Hurricanes will kick off to the Nittany Lions to start the second half. Penn State will be working into the wind in the third quarter with the wind in the fourth quarter. And Jonathan Williams will go back as the deep man for Penn State. And Miller hits it, and the second half is underway. It's a high, deep kick way back in the end zone. It'll be Penn State's ball, first down at its own 20. You have to assume that it'll be John Williams at the I-back or tailback, since Kurt Warner left with obvious pain from re-pulling his hamstring. And the big guys up front should probably be the same as well. Kuntz, Munchak, Romano, Sean Farrell, Dave Laub, and Vito Cav. Kenny Jackson comes wide to the right. And we go with the second half. Blackledge gives it to Williams. And Williams spurts through for 4 yards. It came over the right side of the line. And here are the defenders for Miami who have had a noble afternoon. Isaiah West, defensive end, 229-pounder. Lester Williams, 267-pounder. Tony Chickalo, 244 pounds. Bob Nelson, brilliant first half, 250 pounds. And Tim Flanagan, a 216-pound defensive end. Linebackers, Nicholas, 232. Brown, 222. Second down and 6 for Penn State. Give the ball to Meade. And Meade, the fullback, gets it up to the 26 before Flanagan comes in along with Nelson to bring him down in Chickalo. Lippett is a cornerback for the Lions. He's from Florida. Jamie Boone is a Miami youngster. And David Jefferson, who had made that great play for the Hurricanes, stopping Penn State's effort, and Fred Marion, the other safety. From the 26 now for the Nittany Lions, 3rd down and 4. If they don't pick up a first down, they're probably going to give the ball over to Miami in pretty good field position. Blackledge back to throw. Very little pressure. There's a penalty flag in the backfield. The pass upfield was intended for Vito Cav. It looked like it might have been a call there against Miami, but the penalty flag is back down the field, holding Penn State. What do you do, Coach?
Keith, that's a tough place to get a penalty. They'll refuse it and get the football in relatively good field position since they're kicking into the wind.
Holding against Penn State. Declines. 4th down.
Holding against Penn State is the
Paul Schmidt, your referee. Foster Gross, the umpire. Joe Pipkin, the linesman. Line judge is Alvin Kelly. Weldon Waits, the back judge. And Jim Campbell, the field judge. Warner on the sidelines. I don't think you'll see him today because he was in obvious pain. Well, now we hear that he might possibly play, but I'll be surprised. He was really hurting when he left. All right, Giacomo to punt it. Into the wind, it's a beauty. He gets it to turnover. It's a remarkable kick under the conditions. It goes to Thompson, and Thompson dancing up the sidelines. Gets across the 30 to about the 31 or 2. 53-yard punt into the wind. If he had had the wind at his back, Frank, he'd have kicked it in the ocean.
He nailed it. That was a beautiful kick, and they needed it very desperately at the time.
So they put it down on the 31 for Miami, and the Hurricanes with Jim Kelly at quarterback. Roderick and Brodsky are the wide receivers. Speedy Neal and Smokey Roan set up behind him. And Kelly will put it in the air on 1st down. Quick little pop. And it is complete. And it's across the 40. It's up to the 42, maybe the 3, as Glenn Dennison, the tight end, stepped outside and then came back for the ball and picks up a 1st down.
Excellent throw by Kelly, Keith. It was Dennison was uncovered, so they just raised up and hit him. That's part of their game plan.
Keith Griffin is now in. Roan comes out. A change for Miami in the running back position. Kelly gives it to Griffin. Griffin paused, dancing a little bit, and he didn't get anything out of it. It looked like Kelly didn't want to give it to him.
Well, I think that he was afraid to pitch it. He didn't see Griffin. Griffin is just a youngster in the ball game for the first time, and he didn't know where he was, and he wanted to be sure that he could get to him without the fumble.
So that's your lineup, the play that was just run. The offensive backs and the wide people, and the offensive front for Miami. And it's 2nd down and 10 from the 43. Goes to Roan back in the ball game, and Smokey runs into Leo Wisniewski, and down he goes. The defensive front, Rich D'Amico is the defensive end for Penn State. There's Big Leo, and Dave Ofer, the other big guy. and Walker Lee Ashley, who played last year as a linebacker. Chet Parlavecchio not playing today. He has a very badly bruised leg. Ed Fritz, linebacker, and Matt Bradley, the other linebacker. 3rd down and 10 for the Hurricanes. Getting very dark. We've got heavy clouds coming. The pass is away under pressure and thrown out of bounds, incomplete. And coming in on the pressure was Harry Hamilton, and he forced Kelly into looping the ball away. Paul Langford is a defensive back for Penn State, the fine hurdler. Roger Jackson, the other defensive man on the corner. Then the safeties are Mark Robinson, sophomore, and Harry Hamilton, who just put the pressure on Jim Kelly. Greg LaBelle is in the punt now. Robinson, number 32, is the man that normally returns the punts for the Lions. We're going to get rain here in a little bit, and it might be a dandy because that is a big black cloud coming this way. This time the snap is on the money, and LaBelle's kick is a high hanger, forcing Kevin Baugh to call a fair catch back at the 13-yard line of Penn State. So the Nittany Lions, after a 44-yard punt, have 4 field position, and they trail by 14. You can see that big black cloud coming. It's coming with a rumble and full of water. All right, Penn State backed up on its 13, 1st down. Ball goes to John Williams. And Williams gets it up to about the 15 for a couple of yards. Swarming Miami defense has just been sensational so far in this football game. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings, Tommy Kramer, the Denver Broncos. Boy, I'll tell you, Denver has been terrific.
Yeah, Dan Reeves, right new young coach. He's got a great future.
That'll be a fun ball game to watch. Danny Reeves against the old master Bud Grant. Not so old, Bud. I'm sorry about that. 2nd down and 8. Blackledge pass is away, and that one's incomplete. Thrown upfield, intended for Kenny Jackson. Scores from games played today. Pitt probably will go into 1st place. In fact, they will if Penn State should lose here today. But they had a squeaker themselves up at Boston College at halftime. Number 3 USC leading Washington State 17-10. Clemson, number 4, destroyed Wake Forest. Number 5 Georgia rolled over Temple. 6 Texas beat Texas Tech. 7 Alabama, 3 over Mississippi State. 3rd down and 8 for Penn State from the 15. Blackledge to throw it. Gets his pass off. Good to John Williams, and Williams is short of the 1st down. Well, maybe not. Let's wait. That final little lunge, as Scotty Nicholas had a hold of him, may make it close enough to bring the chains, and they will bring them.
While they bring the chains, I must say that Miami's defense has been impressive because they haven't had to do anything fancy. They've used their base defense, Keith, just their 5-2, and been able to shut down the Penn State team.
This is homecoming weekend for Miami, and the members of the first football team ever at the university, 1926. We're here today, 7 of them. It is just short. They had a rock concert here at the stadium last night, had about 21,000 people for the Beach Boys and the Commodores. A rock concert that was promoted by the University of Miami Athletic Department as a fundraiser. They're now talking about having another one before the Notre Dame game. The Fighting Irish come in here to end the season. Well, Giacomo will punt. They're not going to fiddle with it. And Lawrence Thompson goes deep for Miami. This time Lawrence backs up, respecting the foot of Giacomo. He had a dandy the last time. Good snap. This one hangs up in the air. And a fair catch is called by Jamie Boone for Miami. The Hurricanes have the football. 1st down at the Penn State 47, and here comes the rain. Timeout. Sheet of rain that passed through had a hole behind it, and we're still waiting for the rest of it. But right now, the Hurricanes have possession of the ball at the Penn State 47. It's the first time they have had initial possession inside Penn State territory. And Kelly wants to go deep with it. He puts it up for Brodsky, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted, and you get a penalty flag on this one. that might be offensive interference.
Keith, the pass receiver is to become the defender to prevent the interception. And that, you call it, I believe that's what happened.
Brodsky trying to stop the interception. Yep.
Let's watch it again. Remember, the ball is underthrown. This is the first deep pass that Kelly has underthrown, something that you try to avoid. Langford's coveting man for man. And now, once the play is about to be intercepted, Brodsky becomes the defender. It's his job to break up the pass. And he does it. But it's interference. I guess he touched him before the ball got there. He had territory.
Pass interference against Miami. Takes a loss of down. Second down.
Each man has, and when you see it, each man has what we call territorial rights. Either the offensive player or the defensive player has territorial rights. Right now, the ball is coming down, and I would say that Langford has territorial rights, and Brodsky's trying to strip him of the ball.
On second down and 25, Kelly gets his pass off, hit just as he delivers it, and it's out of bounds. Crashing in there to make life miserable was Rich D'Amico. There are some other scores for you as Ohio State scored late. Notre Dame rolled over Navy today. Most impressive outing of the season for the Fighting Irish right there. North Carolina hanging on over Maryland 17-10. The Tar Heels were upset last week by South Carolina. Wisconsin had a roll today against Northwestern. And Illinois beat Iowa 24-7. That really messes up that Big Ten now, doesn't it? Ohio State's in pretty good shape. That's offside against Wisniewski of Penn State. That's the fourth time that Leo's been nailed for that, trying to anticipate the count.
Trying to get the jump and get a pass rush. That's normal sometimes. The defender wants to get a jump on the offensive man. And he is anticipating, as Steve said, the quarterback snap count.
Before the day is done, I want to, as the game wears on and the outcome becomes more obvious, there's another one. Auburn has beaten Florida something like 14 out of 16 times up at Auburn, and they beat them again today. A lot of points on the board in that one. Penn State has been so close to that national championship so many times. Oklahoma State against Missouri. Missouri losing a heartbreaker last week, 6-0 to Nebraska. All right, it's third down. And third down at 20. Kelly is hit behind the line of scrimmage. That's the first time that Penn State has been able to sack him today. Walker Lee Ashley, number 37, making the stop.
Ashley has the quickness to really rush the passer. He has 5 sacks so far this year. He beats the weak side tackle is what he does. Although he gets tripped, but he's not going to give up. He gets blocked again, and he gets right up, and that's real persistence, and tackles Kelly before he can throw the ball.
Now LaBelle back to punt. Baugh and Robinson are deep for Penn State. 14-0 Miami, 10:05 to play in the third quarter. Good kick. Baugh. Cut down at about the 29. 38-yard punt. Got a yard on his return. And that's where Penn State's going to go to work.
Keith, what we can expect from Penn State, I think, is a lot of play-action passes because they don't throw the drop-back pass like Miami does. It's very difficult to catch up with play-action passes.
They do need a couple of big plays, don't they?
Yes, that's what they're primarily interested in.
Blacklitz goes back on it, sets up and loops it downfield, and it is caught by Garrity. And Greg Garrity is out of bounds at the Miami 48. There's one of the big plays.
You're going to see a perfectly thrown ball. Both quarterbacks have strong arms. There's a simple fake to the tailback. Didn't fool anybody. But Garrity goes down and out in the seam. The ball is right on target for a big, big first down.
23 yards. And the Lions are operating in Miami country.
You can see him go inside and back out. Timing of the pass was perfect.
Give the ball to John Williams. He's to the 46 for 2.
You know, Keith, we've read so much about Penn State's offensive line. It's supposed to be awesome, according to Tom Osborne, but they haven't been able to block the Miami defense.
Hey, guys, key score of the day, Blue Devils, Frank.
The Blue Devils of Chuck Howard beat my Georgia Tech alumni friends 38-24. ACC victory.
Bet you Bill Curry wishes he had some of the Tech alumni play. They've had some great ones. Oh, the pressure zone. The screen pass set up for John Williams. Another Penn State first down as Williams fights his way to the 29. And Blackledge is down, hurt.
Blackledge is hurt, is right.
He really took a wallop under the pressure from the Hurricanes. Flanagan was coming like a runaway truck, and just as he released on the screen pass, hit him. It was a clean hit.
91, no.
Let's watch.
91 at the top of the screen.
See Flanagan there.
Now Bob Nelson, number 91, hits him just as he's in the throwing motion, a very legal tackle.
No, it's 90. It's Flanagan.
Yeah, 90 Flanagan it is.
Blackledge is leaving the ball game. Frank Rocco will come in, a junior from Altoona, 6'2", 208. Blackledge was working his right shoulder as he left the field, but he really took a wallop from Flanagan.
Rocco has completed 2 out of 6 passes this season.
Jackson to the right. First down, Penn State at the Miami 29. Williams faked the reverse to Kenny Jackson, and Miami wouldn't buy it. They bring him down short of the line of scrimmage at the 30. Rodney Bellinger, little cornerback. He's only 5'9", 180 pounds, but he came up and popped him, and Blackledge comes back.
Miami won't be fooled. They're playing solid defense, not guessing, just playing their positions, good technique.
Clock running at 8:10 to play in the third quarter. Miami leading 14-0 over number 1 ranked Penn State. Too much time. See that Blackledge took the long time. He obviously had checked off at the line of scrimmage, and it looks like it'll cost him 5. That's 7 penalties on Penn State, all for 5 yards.
You've just joined us. Penn State had 2 scoring opportunities and didn't cash in on either one of them. Now they're back for the third
Second
time.
down.
No big penalties, but a lot of little bitty fellers. And some of them have come at 4 times for them. Second down and 16. Blackledge has time. Gets it off. Incomplete. Coming over the top, Jefferson to make a fine defensive play. He had to be agile to make that play and not be called for interference.
Well, the Penn State bench is hollering interference. It was a close call. Let's watch it again. Garrett is coming right over to the left of your screen. And Jefferson, number 37, that's interference. He bumped him before the ball got there.
Third down and 16. Goes deep. Intercepted. It's picked off by Fred Marion. First interception of the day. He got it up in the wind and it hung. He was trying to get the ball to McCluskey, and he couldn't do it. See the ball hang on him, and it's picked off by Marion. 7:31 to go in the third quarter. Timeout.
Big John, it's there. What's happening? Know you about it?
29-yard line of Miami. First down. And Jim Kelly comes out, sets him up. Delp is wide to the left. Hobbs fumbles. Chris Hobbs never got a handle on it. And he's dropped back on the 24 for a loss of 5. Walker Lee Ashley covered him. Larry Holmes defends his heavyweight championship of the World Boxing Council against undefeated Ronaldo Snipes. And you'll also see Michael Dokes in action against Chaplin. That's at 9 Eastern Time, November 6th, blacked out in Pittsburgh and the surrounding area here on ABC. Second down and 15. Miami has picked up 15 net yards in rushing so far today. Bullet to Brodsky. First down. Whoa, what a bullet he threw.
Let's watch it again. It's a slant end pass, and I thought Tritch deflected the ball, number 61. Let's see if he does. No, I don't get it.
Yep.
It's just unbelievable that the concentration by Brodsky. Let's watch it again. Linebacker Ed Tritch, number 61, is dropping back into the zone. It looked to me like from up here that he does get his hands on the ball. You couldn't tell on that shot, but the ball continued on. It was a bullet.
At the 44, first down. Chris Hobbs. Fumble! Penn State's on it. Lions have the ball. Number 32, Mark Robinson. The man that knocked it loose was Leo Wisniewski. And so the Hurricanes turn it over. That's the first fumble and the second turnover.
Watch. Hobbs is changing the ball. He doesn't even have it tucked away. Now he's got it on the wrong hand. He's got the ball on the hand towards traffic. And that's what caused the fumble. He should tuck the ball away on his outside arm. That's a tough break, but it's a mistake on Miami's part.
Miami calls timeout. The defensive unit asked for timeout. I think they might have been a man short. They were. So they are charged with a timeout. 6 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the third quarter, leading in the ball game by a score of 14-0. Penn State has the ball. First down, just short of the Miami 40, and here's how Penn State got a hold of the ball.
For you young backs, Hobbs has got the ball under his right arm, in towards traffic. Then he pulls it loose, which you should never do. But instead of tucking it in his left arm away from traffic, he keeps it in his right arm and is stripped free by Penn State player. And Robinson, number 32, picks it up and gives Penn State a big break and a chance to get back in the ball game.
Miami coming into this game against top-ranked Penn State is number 19. The Hurricanes have ranked in the top 10 only one time since they started playing football in 1926. That was in 1966 when they were 9th in the Associated Press and 10th in the United Press International Coaches Poll. That was the year that Charlie Tate went 8-2-1 and beat Virginia Tech 14-7 in the Liberty Bowl. So they are hungry for national, as Howard Schnellenberger put it, national credibility. First down for Penn State. And Blackledge has time. He throws deep on the sidelines. It is no good. Out of bounds to John Williams. Came down out of bounds. Big play. Johnny couldn't stay inside.
Well, I think it's the fault of Blackledge. He leads him a little bit too close to the boundary. You can see Williams, number 44, is wide open. He jumps up, and let's see what happens. While he's in the air, he's got to come down with 1 foot in bounds.
Didn't do it.
He didn't do it. It's right on the line.
So it is second down and 10, just short of the Miami 40. 6:16 to play in the third quarter. Jackson wide to the top of the picture. They go inside to the fullback Meade. And he hammers down to about the 38 for a couple of yards, where Tony Chickalo brings him down.
Look at that stat. Penn State is scoring 102 straight games. They are scoreless today. Midway, just a little bit left in the third quarter.
The running game for neither team has been much today. Penn State's run it 30 times for 64 yards. Miami has run it 15 times for 11 yards. Third down and 8. Short to Williams. And John Williams is caught short of the first down. Again, quick reaction. Greg Brown, number 93, coming up in a hurry.
All Williams had to do was get another yard or two. He didn't know where the first down marker was, but Paterno has got to go for it. He has no chance.
Now the rain's coming again, Frank. Look at that. Just waves of it.
We've had squalls practically all day, off and on. since early this morning.
Fourth down, they need about 3 yards. He'll throw for it. Got a man on the sidelines, McCluskey. He makes the catch, and he is out of bounds, and a penalty flag is thrown down about the 20, and it looks like a late hit by Miami. Greg Brown got there a little bit late. So that's going to hurt the Hurricane defensive circumstance considerably.
Good poise by Blackledge. He's throwing the tight end across pattern. As you can see, he fakes to the left, and he finds the tight end open over on the boundary. And Cab just goes right down in the 93. Greg Brown piles on unnecessarily.
Rain now is coming into my lap.
Personal foul, late hit against Miami. First down.
So that gives Penn State the ball just short of the Miami 10-yard line, and that's what's going on right now. Thank goodness it's not cold.
Makes it real tough on the quarterback. He's got to be real sure in handling the ball.
Just outside the 10. First down for the Lions. John Williams. He's hit right along the line of scrimmage. They might give him a yard. Time remaining in the third quarter. Judging from the size of that cloud that was kind of slow arriving from the beach, the wind's been out of the east all day, bringing this succession of squalls across to us. And from what I could see of it, it looks like a pretty good-sized fella. We may get pretty wet here before we're through. Still just short of the 10. Second down. Blackledge throws it. Pass is caught by Cab, Vito Cab, the tight end, and he goes down around where they put it, the 7-yard line. So he picked up about 3.5.
Joe Paterno got a tough decision coming up. This is the 4th scoring threat that Penn State has had in the ball game, and they haven't cashed in on any of them.
McCluskey comes back into the lineup for Penn State. Blackledge is now 17 out of 27 for 202 yards. Garrity goes out. So he's put his big guys in there. McCluskey and Cab, a double tight end with Jackson flanked out. And now they move the tailback, Williams, up into a slot. And here's Blackledge looking and throwing. And it is incomplete. And it is 4th down. Cab was the man that he was trying to lob it to, but Fred Marion, who's 6'3", 195, went right up there with him.
I'm not sure that's too well a conceived play right there, Keith. Blackledge just stopped back, and he had to go through all the traffic, and he's well covered, as you can see. Just a tight end going right down the middle. Doesn't have much chance of getting open, to me at least. And you can see Marion and Jefferson, the 2 safety men, are right there. Look at Marion jump with the tight end.
All right, the field goal try from Brian Franco. He has missed from 52, 47, and 21. He's going into the wind on the 2 of the 3 misses. He's going into the wind and the rain on this one. It's from 23 yards. Rakowski will hold it.
And he got a 5-yard penalty, delay of the game.
So that's going to back him up to a 28-yarder.
3 points here when you're down by 14.
I know a lot of people would question the strategy of going for 3 at this time. I think Joe feels like he's got to get something on the scoreboard. He's been down. This is the 4th time, come away 3 times without any points.
Flag, we reset the down for a dry ball.
He's gambling that he can score 2 more touchdowns in this.
They just asked for a dry ball there. That's what they were looking for. All right. The hold is good. The kick is up. He missed it. Ball sailed away to the left. He got it way up in the air, and the ball sails left of the uprights. And once again, Penn State comes away frustrated and empty. 3:02 to play in the third quarter in a howling rainstorm at the Orange Bowl. Days for Brian Franco. He's missed 4 times today. Admittedly now, it's in tough circumstances, each one of them. But nonetheless, he doesn't like it. Miami to the attack from the 20. It's Smokey Rome out to the 23. Matt Bradley brings him down for the Lions. 7. Rain just sweeping across the Orange Bowl. Go to Roan again. Smokey Roan is up across the 25 to the 27. Now let's spend a moment with Dave Dials. That Big 8 a little too as far as all the happenings down the road. Big games coming up. It's 3rd down and the Hurricanes need 2 yards. They go to Smokey Roan with it. He's trying to get outside. He does get outside and he's got a first down. That's just good individual effort on Roan's part as he runs it up to the 37 and a first down. Langford knocking him out of bounds.
I think we should mention again that Miami's offensive line has been decimated by injuries. 3 starters are on the sideline. Young offensive line doing a great job.
Total yards in the ball game. 2-yard edge to Penn State. Miami's been pretty quiet here in the 3rd quarter. Give the ball to Roan again, and again he gets outside, slides down. He was trying to cut back against the defensive flow of Penn State and had a crease, but lost his footing. Now the rain's starting to let up. They can dry this thing off pretty fast. They have, as I told you, the pumps underneath and the pipes laid out underneath what is called prescription turf, and they can suck the water out rather quickly. The field was in quite good condition when the game started today, despite the fact we had rain twice earlier in the day. Now it's let up, and it's 2nd down and 8. And Jim Kelly puts it in the air. The pass is incomplete. Intended for his tight end. And coming up, Mark Robinson belted the ball loose.
Miami has been very conservative on this inclement weather, and I think very wisely so, not taking any chances, not give Penn State any more opportunities than they already have.
Third down and 8. Mark Cooper is number 85, your tight end. He's still in there. Here's the rollout by Kelly, the quarterback. He's not too fleet of foot. And they get him short of the first down. So Miami now will have to punt it. As this rainstorm has passed, the wind has also let up. On College Football 81 tomorrow with Bill Fleming, those are games in which Bill will have highlights for you, including this one, North Carolina, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, and the big one out on the Pac-10, Washington State and USC, being played right now in the Coliseum.
Keith, all of those football games between teams that are leading their particular conference are in second place.
4th down, LaBelle to kick. It's a high snap, but he handles it. And gets off pretty good kick. He forces Kevin Baugh to come across the field, and it takes a Miami bounce. Dead on the 1. Dead on the 1. A 57-yard punt. Down by Greg Zappala.
Let's watch it again. Kevin Baugh should have gotten over there and handled the punt. He had plenty of time. There was a 10-man rush. None of the Miami defenders were close by, but he didn't catch the ball, and that's a big, big mistake. As you can see, that down the ball, Miami does on the 1-foot line.
I tell you, in the weather conditions, that is tough country.
Tough and dangerous, Keith.
Give it to John Williams. John pops out of there, gets a good gain, runs it out to the 8. And the 3rd quarter is done. Penn State, Miami will continue after this commercial message and a word from our local station, where it is 2nd down and 3 for Penn State. The football at their own 8. And Miami leading 14-0 over the number 1 team in the country. 2nd down. Goes to John Williams. Spins off 1 tackler. Bangs up across the 10, and he is short of the first down by a yard.
Here are the stats so far through 3 quarters. Look at the total yards, how even it is. What these stats do not reveal is Miami capitalizing on 2 opportunities with field goals and a long touchdown, and of course Penn State failing on 4 field goal tries.
3rd down, they need 1.5 yards. Don't know. Close.
I think he made it, Keith.
Mark Meade, the fullback, powering his way. And it is a 1st down for the Lions. So they wedge it out and get some breathing room.
What can we expect from Penn State right now? Continued passing most of the time. I would think that's the only chance to win the football game, but they're not a passing team. That's what we have to keep in mind. They're primarily a running football team.
1st down from the 12. Drop, screen pass. Williams is hit. Football comes loose. Miami's got the ball. I think. Hold on a second. It is Miami's ball. Tony Chickolo bangs in there and recovers the ball. The middle guard, number 71.
What a great effort. All of the Miami team made. Looked like the wall was set up for a big gain. As 66, Scott Nicholas turns it back to the inside.
His own man knocked it out. Chickolo recovered it.
I believe that his Penn State's own player knocked the ball loose from Williams, excuse me. But anyway, it's another opportunity for Miami.
At the Penn State 15, 1st down for the Hurricanes. And they give the ball off to Rush. And he just gets in behind the line and keeps on trucking. Goes down to the 10.
Let's look at the fumble. It was a screen pass. Williams is coming all to the outside. 53 knocks the ball right out of his Williams' hands. That's Jim Romano, the center.
Miller warming up on the sidelines in case his talented foot's needed. Mark Rush is in there with Speedy Neal. 49 and 38. It's Rush again, and he jams down close to the 5. They'll give him maybe the 6, and that'll leave him about 1 yard short of the 1st down. Is that what a Nittany Lion looks like? It doesn't look like that statue that stands so proudly on the campus. But then we're in Miami, aren't we? And the Hurricanes are in command of this ball game right now by a score of 14-0. Neal, the fullback, and he won't get there. I think he's short of his 1st down.
Three points here is just as good as a touchdown. Make it 17 points.
That's what we're going to get.
Yes, it would make Penn State score 3 times in the 4th quarter.
Miller has hit today from 28 and 42.
The coaches told me, Keith, that he was really played a major role in this team's success so far. 4 field goals against Houston, all their points, 12-7 victory.
Well, he hit his 2 field goals today into the wind. He's going to kick it again, but the wind now is very quiet once that storm passed through. It's up. It is good. He kicked it a mile. And with 11 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the football game, Miami leads Penn State 17-0. Well, I'll tell you, the student section over there is standing as one. They are delighted with circumstances, wet though they may be. Their team leading 17-0, and Miller's going to kick it off now with John Williams. Remember, Kurt Warner was hurt back in the 2nd quarter, re-injured, re-pulled the hamstring, had to leave the game. We've not seen him since. But prior to his leaving, Kurt wasn't doing much because the Miami defense has just absolutely been unyielding when they had to be. That kick goes into the wind, and it goes deep into the end zone. That Miller has some kind of a foot. When he hits that ball, he has so much velocity going for him. Well, let's go back one more time and remind you what has happened to number 1 in the 1981 season. Before the first game was played, Michigan was a preseason choice. They lost to Wisconsin. Notre Dame then moved up, lost to Michigan. USC moved up, beating Oklahoma. And then Oregon State was a win for them. So they sat there for 2 weeks and then tumbled to Arizona. Then Texas moved up. They lost big to Arkansas. And now Penn State's in trouble. With 11:21 to play and trailing 17-0. Blackledge to throw it. Throws it short. Williams has got it. And John fights for the first down. And I think he's got it. He does have a first down as the ball moves up across the 30 to about the 33. You go back over Penn State's history of trying to win a national championship. In 1947, 9-0-1. They were 4th in the polls, tying SMU in the Cotton Bowl. What? Lester Williams, Bobo coming there.
Number 73 just keeps coming on back. You can see how much strength that young man has, 278 pounds.
First down. Ball is at the 32, and Blackledge going to have to throw it again. Pressure's on, gets it off. Under pressure, going to be picked. Oh, drop. Fred Marion had it right in his hands, and it squirted away from him. And Blackledge took a wallop from big Leon Evans, a 278-pounder. But he got his pass away, and Marion certainly should have had his second interception. But let's continue the story of Penn State. 1968, they were 11-0. Orange Bowl win over Kansas. They were second in the polls to Ohio State. 1969, 11-0. Beat Missouri in the Orange Bowl. Second to Texas in the polls. 1971, lost the final game to Tennessee. Ranked 5th. 1973, 12-0. Won the Orange Bowl, ranked 5th. And then, of course, in 77 and 78, 11-1. And ranked 5th and 4th. Have never quite been able to get number 1 when it really counted at the end of the season.
I know all the football fans wonder as we look at Joe Paterno, what's happening in college football where the number 1 team could get knocked off 5 times, possibly 5 times this season. In my opinion, it's the fact that we have good passes. Passing is the great equalizer. When a good football team, number 1 ranked, comes in against a team that can throw the football, anything can happen, and that's exactly what's taking place here today. There's good passing all through college football.
And very imaginative defense. Blackledge to throw. On 3rd down, completes the pass to Garrity, and Garrity's got a first down at the Penn State, just short of midfield. He's just short of midfield.
The Miami secondary are now giving a much bigger cushion, a very discreet cushion. They don't want to get beat behind. You can see how wide open Garrity, number 19, is. The ball is right on the mark. He cradles it in for another Penn State first down. It's 66. Nicholas brings him to the ground.
Blackledge now 20 out of 32 for 231 yards and 1 interception.
And of course, Keith, the number 1 team is not any real true number 1 team, in my opinion. There's so many good football teams that on any given day, anybody can upset another football team in college. There's Blackledge and Kelly. They're passing marks for the day.
First down, Penn State at midfield. Blackledge gets it off over the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Garrity. He had double coverage.
Blackledge should not have thrown that when he had a short receiver open, but he went deep trying to get the long gain up. Marion was right there.
The rain is back. Torrents of it.
And this makes it tough, Keith, on the throwing of Blackledge, trying to come from behind in a rain like this. Difficult.
Second down and 10 with 9:46 to play in the game. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Kevin Ball. Again, double coverage. Isaiah West, number 55, a defensive end, had dropped way back in pass protection on this play.
You can see that Blackledge is still throwing roll-out or drop-back passes. Ball number 11 is open, but it seems to me like he took his eyes off of it as Isaiah West, number 55, was there to discourage him from catching it.
Now, he's a defensive end.
Yeah, they're backing back, playing and defending, rushing only a few men.
3rd and 10. Little pressure this time, but his pass is away, and it's complete to Garrity inside the 30 at the 29. A pass under pressure by Blackledge, and he was right on the money.
Blackledge has to scramble a little bit. You can get a good indication of his arm as he moves over to the right, and he hits Garrity right in front of the safety man, Marion, playing a little bit softer, trying not to give him the touchdown. You can watch Garrity. He's going to get in behind the linebackers, a square end pattern, turn in front of the safety man. Marion, number 31, comes up and wrestles him to the ground.
First down, Nittany Lions at the Miami 29. 9:17:15 to play. Time. Charge to Penn State. No, charge to Miami. So at 9:16 to go in the ball game. It's 17-0. Hurrick with one timeout remaining. The numbers there on Todd Blackledge, the Penn State quarterback. He's put out a lot of yards in the column, but he has no points on the board yet. First down. Looks for Garrity, goes to him, hits him. Fine catch by Gregg. Down inside the 15 to the 13.
Blackledge is looking good on this series. We must mention again, if you've tuned in late, that Kurt Warner, the great running back, was re-injured early in the first half and has not returned. Great running back for Penn State, 167 yards average in each game so far this season.
He had carried 6 times but gained on the 13 when he was hurt against the Miami defense, which is tough on the run. First down from the 13. Blackledge goes over the middle with it. Penalty flag. McCluskey's in the end zone. They call touchdown. It must be interference. Let's wait and make sure. It is touchdown, Penn State.
Penn State will need to go for 2 on this occasion because they'll need another touchdown and a field goal to win the ball game if they can make 2.
The rain comes again. Penalty is against Miami, and so the touchdown pass stands from Blackledge to McCluskey. McCluskey's had a big day.
McCluskey's 6'5", got good speed and got a great knack of getting in the open area behind the linebackers. Made
He's
a great
pass. 6, Frank, for 78 yards and a touchdown. That's a big day for a tight end.
For a tight end, that's right.
All right, they're going for 2. Going to throw it. He's got McCluskey. He throws for ball and he missed him. He had McCluskey and didn't see him. So they fail. And it's 17-6 as we take another look at the touchdown play.
Blackledge has good protection, sets up and throws a bullet right over the middle to McCluskey, who's right on the goal line, and he just steps in for the touchdown. Watch it again. Watch his eyes. He's looking at him all the way. Good release, high release, right on the money.
And on the 2-point conversion try, they fail. Now let's go to New York. Going to have to give the defensive team some time to catch its breath.
They've been very conservative in the rain with the lead. They haven't been taking any chances, little short passes, trying to keep the ball, keep possession of the football, running the ball more than they have in the first half.
Rain again pelting down as you see the numbers on the scoring drive by the Nittany Lions. Miami is working into the rain and the wind. Stay on the ground to Smokey Roan, trying to get outside. Does get outside, gets good yardage on it, about 7 of them, before he is tumbled out of bounds. Mark Robinson knocked him out. That number 32 that Mark Robinson wears was worn by a tough football player at Penn State, Matt Suey. Remember him?
Yes, I do. Great fullback. As we looked at Joe Paterno, he's got a helpless feeling. I know, what can he do? He's saying to himself, what can I do to fire my team up, get something done? It's a helpless feeling to be in.
Second down and a short 3 for Miami. They give to the fullback, Speedy Neal, and he gets 1. So they'll be looking at 3rd and 2.
You can be sure that the quarterback in the huddle is saying, hey, hold on to that football, protect it at all costs. Whatever you do, don't worry about the yards as much as you do the football.
The wind is again whistling through the open end of the stadium. It opens to the east end, and that's exactly where the wind and rain is coming from. 3rd and 2. It's Smokey Roan going for the outside. Fumbles the ball, and it's caught by a Penn State man. The Lions have the ball. He took a wallop, and the ball flies up in the air. Robinson hit him, and Langford caught it.
One thing we just talked about, protect the football. Let's see what happens.
Watch Robinson, 32.
Roan is coming across. 32, Robinson, just a great football player. The safety man, the ball goes right up in the air. Look at the acrobatic catch of Langford, number 12.
And Penn State's in business at the Miami 27.
Didn't have the ball tucked away. Robinson put his helmet. There's Langford. He is inbounds as he recovered the fumble in the air.
Ball goes to the fullback, Mark Meade, and he is caught at about the line of scrimmage. Jefferson, 37. Lester Williams, 73. Greg Brown, 93. The 3 men who got him.
This Miami defense has been nothing short of sensational. 5 scoring opportunities for Penn State. They cashed in only 1 and show only 6 points.
Miami defense has been on the field for most of the second half. But 2nd down and 10. Blackledge back to throw, getting some pressure. Gets it off on a screen to John Williams. Williams on a convoy. Touchdown, Penn State. Sean Farrell and Jim Romano escorted Williams into the open, and he takes it in.
Let's watch it again. The faking by Blackledge, the quarterback, looking downfield, setting up the screen. Finally, he puts a little zip on the ball. He gives Williams a chance to run with it. Good block by Romano and Farrell as Williams uses his running ability and goes into the end zone. They've got to go for 2 once again.
17-12 with 6:53 to play in the game. The pass is good. Caught by Kenny Jackson. And it's 17-14. And the Lions do not quit.
Here's Jackson catching the ball on the 2-point play right in front of Boone.
Timeout. Set up Penn State scoring opportunity. Smokey Roan with the ball. Mark Robinson hits him, and Paul Langford catches the ball in the air with one hand, pulls it to him, steps down inbounds, and then John Williams took it 27 yards behind the blocking of Farrell and Romano, and you're in a 17-14 ball game right now.
There's plenty of time left for Penn State to get another score. Miami's going to have to open up this series.
That'll be in the end zone. Out of the end zone. So it'll be Miami. First down at its own 20, and they have got now to get some offensive movement. We'll run down the scores for you. I don't think we're going to have time for a scoreboard show, so you can check them as the point scoring of the day went to Clemson. Alabama was a winner. Nebraska a winner, having to come from behind. All right, Brodsky and Rodrigue, who have been quiet in the whole second half. Kelly sets him up first down at the 20. Miami led 17-0. Now they've got a problem as Rush comes out of the backfield. Mark Rush to make the pass reception up on the 27, so they go back to the first down pass.
This is what they do best, throw on first down. They have been very quiet because of the lead and the weather. And maybe they sat on it a little bit too long, Keith, unless they make something happen right on this possession.
The rain has stopped for the moment. Kelly hands it off. Nothing there on the ground. Nothing. Chris Hobbs carried it.
It's amazing how the passing teams have so much difficulty on short yardage. Now it's 3rd and short, and they'll have to throw the ball. I don't believe they can make it run it.
Roderick had gone out. He comes back. Belt leaves. Big play here, Frank. 3rd and 3. Goes short to Hobbs. Hobbs has got a first down. He gets it up to the 37, 38-yard line. First down, Miami.
Boy, that was a clutch call simply because it's a relatively safe screen pass. As you see, Kelly set up in the pocket, drop back, drift towards the screen man, so it's just a short pass. And then they run right down the field and make the first down. Number 33, Chris Hobbs.
Ball is at the 38 of Miami. That's the first down in this quarter and only the 3rd in this half of the Hurricane offense.
Got to keep it up.
Give the ball to Mark Rush. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage by Mark Robinson, coming up from the safety position.
Can you believe that? They had the safety blitz, and it was timed perfectly. Number 32, Robinson, tackled the draw play for a 3-yard loss.
The clock running at 4:55 to play in the ball game. 17-14, Miami leads. Penn State scoring twice here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down, 3. No, 2nd down and 13. And there's another mistake by the Hurricane. Down goes Kelly, all the way back inside the 30. They'll put him on the 27.
Keith, this is really getting tight. Now Kelly has 3rd and long yardage. Dangerous to throw down the field in this particular situation. Probably throw a deep out to the outside using the strength of his arm.
The wind is a factor. Washington jumping on Stanford out on the West Coast. The Huskies still in the hunt out there. 3rd down. They need about 19. They run it. Rush. You can hear the hitting. Well short of the first down, obviously. And now Miami will have to punt the ball away with 3:50 to play in a ball game. Boy, is there some hitting.
Penn State is fired up now, and they have every right to be. The national ranking, #1 on the line. Missed scoring opportunities have kept them from being ahead in this football game. Got 10 men up on the line of scrimmage.
And Kevin Bordeep. Now Miami's got to snap it correctly and give LaBelle a chance to punt it. 3:20 to play in the game. Good snap. Kick is away, not too long. Takes a Miami bounce. Rolls inside the 30. Rolls dead at the 27, where Penn State has it first down, trailing by 3. On their own 26, Brian Franco, 11 for 12 coming into this ball game as a place kicker, field goals. He's missed 4 times today. And if Joe Paterno gets in position where he has to go for the 3 in order to preserve his undefeated record, they come right down on the shoulders of Franco again. Right now, they've got to move it down the field. Blackledge gives it to Meade. Big hole for Meade. Up the middle he goes. Big gainer to the 38-yard line and a first down.
Miami, that was an excellent call on the draw play. Miami expecting a pass, has a big rush, eager to get back to Blackledge, opened up the daylight. Meade, the very fine fullback, protects the football, as you can see him as he goes down after the first down.
From the 39, they mark it. Long pass. John Williams makes a grab deep in Miami territory. Down at the 25. What a great catch by Williams and a great pass by Blackledge.
That was a classic throw and catch on one of the most difficult passes to defend. The tailback out of the backfield. Williams, being covered by the linebacker, has one step. Flanagan, number 9, is trying to cut. Look at that catch. Sensational.
And it's first down, Penn State at the Miami 25. 36-yard gain on the play. The Lions trying to win it in the final moments. It goes to Williams. He drops the ball. Miami's got it. Tony Chickalo's got the ball for the Hurricanes. looked like a little sandlot action going there, didn't it?
Yes, it was, Chief. The tailback was going to hand the ball back to the quarterback. That was not the time to run a tricky play. When they had the momentum, they didn't have to resort to a gadget. You're going to watch the pitch back. He's going to try to hand the ball to Blackledge, but
well, maybe not.
I'm not sure he was. I'm not sure that he was. I may be wrong on that. That's what it looked like, but I believe I'm wrong. Stand corrected.
Got away, and Miami has it on the 27. They give it to Mark Rush, and Rush runs it over the right side. He's across the 30 to the 32. 4 yards. Timeout. Penn State. Minutes and 16 seconds to play in the ball game. Penn State has come roaring back in the fourth quarter to score 14 points, but they still trail by 3, and they need timeout to stop that clock with that time remaining. They have 2 timeouts left to work with. Miami has the football. 2nd down and 7. The ball is at their own 31. They lead 17-14 over the #1 team in the country. You got movement. Number 79 on the right side of the Miami line. Frazier pulled up. I thought one of the Penn State defensemen might have encroached, and when he did, Frazier pulled up. Let's see how the call goes. Matt Bradley, I think, stuck his head in there.
We're going to have a long discussion because that is one of the most complicated calls that we have to fully understand.
I'm going to offset. Procedure here, procedure there.
What happened? Bradley stepped in there, and when he did, Frazier stood up. So they offset. They'll do it again.
If the defense doesn't make contact, they have the privilege of breaking the neutral zone but getting back before the snap. The offense has to stay quiet. Frazier did not.
Second down, 7 for Miami. They're staying on the ground, and they're not getting much, but they've got the clock running, and the clock is rolling along. And the most valuable players in the ball game, the 2 quarterbacks, and each of the universities will receive from Chevrolet $1,000 for the General Scholarship Fund in the name of those players. Penn State's Todd Blackledge, Miami's Jim Kelly. Timeout again, called by Penn State with 2:03 to play in the ball game.
Keith, what we've seen today is a fine defensive effort by Miami, stopping and shutting down the Penn State offensive running game, forcing them to go to a passing attack, primarily passing, which is something that they don't want to do.
I'm sure this is the biggest day that Blackledge has ever had, don't you?
Very much so. He is
next Friday night, November 6th, Larry Holmes defends his WBC World Heavyweight Championship against undefeated Ronaldo Snipes. Michael Dopes, who's another young undefeated heavyweight, in against Teflon, and the Pittsburgh area will be blacked out. You'll see it here on ABC, 9 Eastern Time. Blackledge today is 25 out of 39 for 345 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in this half. 8 out of 11 for 146 yards and the 2 scores. So there are the numbers on the 2. 3rd down and 3. The quarterback, Kelly, and he didn't make it.
Penn State has tried to block the last 2 punting attempts by Miami. They did not get to the kicker. Let's see what they do now. They'll probably go for the block kick as they're going to measure for the first down.
No, Penn State's called time. They have no timeouts remaining. They'll get the ball back. We have 1:55 to play in the game. So they're going to have about, what, a minute and 50 or so, a minute and 45 when they snap the ball on offense. I don't think he made it. He did not. He's well short of it, see? So number 14 is going to get one more shot at it.
And look at those numbers. He's proven that he can be a passing quarterback. under adverse circumstances. Now the center, all of Miami's hopes rest in a good snap, and the kicker catching it and getting it airborne.
The wind is not too brisk right now. Very mild little breeze compared to what we have had at times in this ball game. Miami and Baltimore play here tomorrow. Stadium crew's going to have a little work to do.
Once again, Penn State has 10 defensive men up on the line of scrimmage, hoping that if there is a bad snap, they will be close enough to at least get a piece of the football.
Don't anybody go outside.
Some sage advice. Don't anybody go offside. Well, they're bunched up, and they're going to go. High snap. Gets it off. Going to be pretty good field position. Ball, as he came in on the fair catch call at his 32, he almost slipped down. 31-yard punt. No return. And now Penn State is 68 yards away from winning the ball game with a minute and 48 seconds. And there is a Penn State player down back inside the 30. Looks like he might have a cramp.
Mark Robinson, safety man.
Yeah, looks like a cramp. When they grab the foot and start working on you, pulling it like that, it's almost always a cramp. One of the stories around Miami area this week is the Baltimore Colts, who are coming down here tomorrow to play the Miami Dolphins, have been on a banana diet because you need an extra supply of potassium when you're going to be working in high humidity area. Timeout with a minute and 48 seconds. To reset it for you, it's Miami 17, Penn State 14. A minute and 48 seconds to play in the ball game. Penn State has the ball. No timeouts remaining. First down on their own 32. Blackledge to throw. He goes short to John Williams. Williams breaks the tackle and gets a Penn State first down up on the 44.
Good decision by Blackledge. They have no timeout. A 2-minute offense. No huddle.
Minute and a half to play. Blackledge, no pressure. Now gets it off over the middle. It's tipped, it's intercepted. Intercepted by Marion. Tipped by Zappala. And a minute 25 to play. Miami has the ball back, and Penn State can't stop the clock.
We beat it! We beat the score!
Well, Joe said earlier today that he expected a tough football game, and he was right.
His team has given up too many scoring opportunities, not cashing in. 5 times they were down and didn't score.
Miami just trying to get that clock started. Penn State without any remaining timeouts, and here's the ball thrown down the middle.
The ball's thrown over the linebackers, and Kenny Jackson is going to slip down, number 82. Keith, I'm not sure he could have made the reception. Let's see. It's deflected, but Kenny had slipped down because it was thrown in behind the receiver, Jackson. We'll watch him right here. Number 82 is cutting across the middle. The ball is thrown behind him, deflected by the linebacker as he's working his way, and he slips on the wet turf. The ball goes for the interception.
No, once it was tipped, it was well behind him. I don't think
he couldn't have been there for the reception.
Now, the clock. 2 more snaps, and it's over. And number 1 will have fallen for the 5th time in 1981. And on homecoming on a windy, wet day in the Orange Bowl in Miami, it is one of the big wins for the Howard Schnellenberger version of the Hurricanes. But Joe Paterno, they have disappointment. They had their chances. They just didn't cash them in. And now counted off. What a win for this man, Howard Schnellenberger, and his staff. It's over. Well, number one has fallen again. The final score, Miami 17, Penn State 14. Miami goes on, Penn State goes on. At the end of the schedule for Penn State is the team that seems sure to be number one this week, Pittsburgh. That might be quite a scuffle. Obviously, they're happy here in Miami. Obviously, they're disappointed across the state of Pennsylvania and throughout the country where Penn Staters live and work, as their team had opportunities enough to win the football game, but just simply couldn't do it. And Kurt Warner, re-pulling the hamstring, took away from the Nittany Lions one of their prime offensive weapons. So that's the story. We'll have no time for a scoreboard show for you. We've tried to run down all of the top scores that we had for you from Miami. And maybe the score at the top of the list is this one. Miami Hurricanes 17, Penn State 14. Travel arrangements made through, promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.